happy. Hello, my wonderful friends of the interweb. We are back at it. Let's go. Okay, so couple things going on. Couple things. 1, we're starting live streams again. 2, what's up, my dudes? 3, we're back. 4, got a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna hang out, chat. I'm gonna chat as long as people are vibing and hanging out, but definitely wanted to say what's up to my dudes. Also, we got something special going on. Tomorrow, we are dropping our BENETEK freaking lineup. Holy cow, how is exciting is this? Let's go. Okay, cool. We got a little bit of everything going on today. I'm excited. So, little website. Can you guys see the website? Yes, let's go. It looks blown out, but that's okay. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. Cool. What up, my dudes? If you're here, definitely say what's up in the chat. Hello, let's go. Sorry, the first live stream I've done in like 6 months, maybe 7 months, because I stopped doing them like at the end of the season. And so we're gonna be doing some live streams. The plan is to do live streams pretty much as the season starts to get rolling, and then as the season progresses, we'll do some, and then as things start to kind of dwindle, we'll end them. But if you guys got questions, comments, concerns, definitely drop them in the chat, because I'm gonna be here to hang out, answer some questions. What up, Kate? How's it going? So yeah, we're kind of vibing, we're kind of hanging out, and then the season is right around the corner. Felix, what's up, dog? Another season approaches. Hello, hello. What's up, dude? Yeah, I'm really excited about it. The season is right around the corner. Can you guys hear me just fine? Audio's okay. Everything's vibing. I also have my come here. This is Mr. Copper Whopper. He's a doggo. He's amazing. He's like the bestest friend. Aw, Mom, Carol. Welcome to the TB level 1. Let's go. Aw, yeah, doggo, right? This is Copper Whopper. He's gonna be hanging out and vibing with us throughout the winter. He is awesome. He's a Avisla. Avislas are very what is going on? Oh, there we go. I think we're a little delayed on this, but that's all good. Hi, Copper. Let's go. Oh, maybe my screen is such a cutie. Hi. I know. Sorry, buddy. He's like, I've been working and grinding on this website all day, and this dude's just been like so patient and so chill. I'm like, I feel like such a goober sometimes, but such a cutie. Yeah. So yeah, the season is right around the corner. If you have any questions about snowboarding, definitely pop them in the chat. While we're waiting for people to pop in and stuff, I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek. Look at this. This is gonna be our sneak peek into our BENETEK lineup, which is my clothing company made for people, awesome snowboarders, skiers, people outdoors, just like you. So we're just gonna take the time, kind of go through this real quick. This is the brand new website. It's actually not live yet, so I'm giving you a sneak peek behind the scenes. So yeah, we got some new gear. So one thing that we're doing that I'm really excited about is this thing called our exclusive line, or exclusive collection. So essentially these jackets right here are one of one. So if you bought this one, this is called the Maze. If you bought this jacket, you're gonna be the only one in the world with this jacket. So essentially it gives you an opportunity to get some jackets that are one of one. I always think this was like such a cool thing, because imagine you had somebody like a Patagonia or like the big name brands doing like one of ones. I think it could be a really cool thing. So then we got some of those. We got some different designs, some like low-key stuff, some a little bit more loud stuff. We have 32 in total, so we have quite a bit. There actually might be even more. I might add some more tonight. And then we got our winter jackets, and then we have some like our new lineup, and then like here's some of our, let's actually go to our new stuff. This is our new stuff. So we have like our traditional tech hoodies, which is going to be the black, the red, or sorry, the black, the burgundy. This is like a tan color. I'm pretty hyped. And then we have this new cut here on the far right hand side. Is it really blown out for you guys? Because on my side, I wonder if there's like a filter going over this, because it looks blown out. Properties, filters. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Yeah, I think so. Holy cow. How do we... Oh my gosh, your eyeballs. Look at that. That's so much better, because that was looking so wild. Holy cow. Yeah, exactly. Well, so when I was Thunder, I was doing a Call of Duty live stream last winter, and it looked so bad that I had to like change all the all the levels and stuff. So that looks a lot better. Let's see, move this just out of the way a little bit. So then we have the black, the burgundy, the sand color, and then we have like this new riding hoodie, which is going to be more of a traditional kind of like cotton hoodie feel, like style with the cinches at the waist and cinches at the cuffs, different pocket design, pit zips. And I'm a big fan, honestly, of pit zips without mesh. Here's the thing. If it's a hot day and you have a mesh, the mesh can only open up so much. But if you have no mesh, you can literally get the most amount of airflow. Pretty freaking hyped on that. And then we got some new t-shirts, which I'm super stoked on. We got new hats. We got new hats and some new beanies, t-shirts, hats, beanies, jackets. And then we also have like all our stuff from last year. That's actually, some of this is going to be on sale. So this one's like 50 bucks off. These ones are massive. They're like 30% off right now. So boom, boom. So we have some deals going on. There's only like 18 left of that. We got a couple left of this. We have quite a few left of this. So we have quite a few different jackets and stuff. And then like, look at this purple, and was that not on the other one on the new? Let me check this real quick. Oh, it is. Okay, there it is. There it is. So yeah, we got some BENETEK stuff dropping tomorrow at midnight. So if you're interested in getting some gear, holy cow, I'm so excited. This gray one is probably like my favorite. The other thing that we did is like we have 2 drawstrings. So if you want to pull one out, just have like a different style, you could do it, or keep 2. Super freaking pumped on that. We should go direct. Here's like all of our lineup for these. Like, there's only one of them made. Got limited edition, exclusive line. Some of these are chill, some of these a little bit more wild, some a little bit more. This one's like low key, but it has some like texture on it, which is like kind of hard to tell. But on when you pull it up on your computer, it's a little bit easier. Two-tone, this one. This one's kind of cool. This is my favorite right here. This is my favorite. I almost kept this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give it away or let people have it. So we got all these designs, which I'm really excited about. Boom. I'm pretty excited. And then I've been like trying to grind on just trying to make the website look clean. So here's like what I've done on the website side is like trying to keep it as clean as possible. So you have a nice like big view of this thing, and then you have like this. If you want to see the size chart, there's like a size chart coming. It's going to come tonight. It's not even ready yet. Size medium, and then we do have like different sizes. So you can just click on that. Goes to the next jacket, which I'm pumped on. And then you have like your description with all the nerd on it. Material, shipping, return, just trying to keep it all clean, but then it's obviously like you can just like drop these down. My goal is to make our website just clean and easy. Historically it hasn't been that clean, so boom, I'm really excited about this. Boom. Let's go. Yeah, pretty excited. We got some stuff. I do have some pants coming. We got some pants that I need to put on here. I'm going to do that after this live stream. So after this live stream, we got like some pants, another couple jackets, and some stuff that I got to do. But I just wanted to like jump on, vibe with people. Oh, we got some sales. Boom. Let's go. Also, I have not done the About Us page. I need to do that. I'm like trying to not stay up all the way until the freaking end of at the end all night, you know what I mean? So if you're interested, it's gonna be shopbenetek.com tomorrow. It's gonna be dropping exclusive one-of-ones. Just a heads up, they're gonna be only one of those, and some other cool jackets. Pretty excited about that. And then going back over to the chat, what's up, dudes? What binding should I get for this season? Kate, I'm a big fan of the Burton cartels, just classic bindings. One thing that I love about Burton is that you can find them anywhere. New Zealand, you can find them in like India, you can find them like all over the world. And so if you have a broken part, you can get them. No, not sponsored by Burton, but just a big fan of them. This is going to be my second season. Not sure how to prepare for it. Honestly, if you could do some jibbing at home, Jazz, then you're going to be able to, like, playing around. Strap in your snowboard, do some nose press, some tail press, just kind of feel it out. Go to the gym, try to, like, watch a bunch of content. Just try to move as much as you can. Thunder, by the way, wanted to say, I started last year with snowboarding. It took it more serious from the beginning of the year. Your videos really helped me. I've been practicing indoors. Let's go. That's so fun. I love indoor riding. But sorry, going back, dude, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you got into snowboarding. I could be a part of it. That's super awesome. And then Jazz, like, work out, watch videos, put your gear on, jib at home. I think those are like the best things that you could do for sure. That's a lot of the stuff. And it's hard because, like, if you're not snowboarding, it's really hard to replicate snowboarding. Like, you've got to snowboard to replicate snowboarding, which can be really challenging. Angry snowboarder. Yo, dude, he says do a backflip. No, actually, he says do a flip. But, like, I hate backflips, so I'd probably do a backflip. What up, dog? How we doing? Angry snowboarder. If you guys are looking for tips and tricks for equipment, that's your dude. Go to Angry Snowboarder, search him up on YouTube. He's got like top 5 beginner snowboards, top 5 bindings, top 5 free ride boards. And then if you have a question about a board, he does like full reviews on it and stuff. So I would definitely check out that channel. I don't do much product review stuff. Other than like maybe like some camera or the gear that I ride. I don't really enjoy it. I'd rather teach people how to be awesome at snowboarding and do that stuff. But I would definitely check out his channel if you're looking for gear questions, gear specific questions. That's definitely going to be the jam. I would definitely go to his channel. He does live streams on Thursdays as well at 3 o'clock. So if you have a question, you can get like a live stream thing going on. If not, just search up like a snowboard or search up a topic and then just put his name on it and you'll be able to find it for sure, which is super helpful. Ooh, let's go. True story. Tommy actually writes all of our reviews in top 5s. It's actually not true at all, but I appreciate the hype though. That's not accurate whatsoever. Let's see. Had a significant issue landing jumps and hops. I've been able to get off the ground fairly consistently, but I always catch an edge when I hit the snow. Is there a way to not eat it when starting out? Yes, absolutely. One of the biggest things that people misunderstand when it comes to hitting jumps, catching air, is essentially with wherever your shoulders point, your board is going to follow. Now you can get away with it on snow, but when you're in the air, it's amplified by like 1001%. Now, what ends up happening is 99% of people, unless you've like trained with me or very exclusive people, essentially your shoulders when you're going into the jump are 45 degrees open. So imagine this is my shoulders. Well, guess what happens? 45 degrees open. What happens to my board? 45 degrees. What do? Catch an edge. I crash. So the absolute number one tip that will change everything, and I'm not just being dramatic, a YouTuber, this is something I teach in person. This is what I teach in my courses. It's the lead shoulder is like the gateway to doing a lot of cool things. Now, it shouldn't be the driving force, but it's a significant thing. If I can get you to point your lead shoulder pointed straight downhill, and then you jump, well, where's your board? It doesn't go anywhere except for where your shoulders are. So if I can get my shoulders to go straight, guess what? So is my board. This is not an issue. The issue is when the shoulders turn, boom, catch an edge, crash, not fun. So like, if you could just do that, everything else becomes easier, specifically when it comes to jumping. That's going to be the biggest thing. Like literally, it's going to be a game changer. And you could even do that exercise right now. I'm not going to do like super jump. But like if I were to have my lead shoulder open like this and I jump, I naturally rotate. But if I do this, that's a great way to test it out. Another great way to practice this is find like a beginner slope or magic carpet area and just perform ollies. Just ollie essentially is when you load up your tail and you spring off the board. Just go jump and then look behind you and see if your board is flat or turned. If it's turned, it means your shoulder's open. So just do that 10 times. 10 times in one run, do 10 runs, do 100 of those, everything changes. Like literally everything changes. Our gear improves your riding so much. Can definitely recommend. Let's go. Hello. Yo, Zrock, what up, dog? How we doing? Noted, thanks, Thunder. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's go. Yo, Vu, what up, dog? How we doing? He says, what's up, Tommy? You know, we're out here doing some live streams. We're back at the live stream. My buddy Jose, I don't even think he's here, which is totally fine. I don't expect it. He always roasts me. He's like, dude, you need to do live streams every week. And I'm like, okay. And I always like don't. So getting back into it, I'm definitely going to be doing some more live streams and stuff. Big shout out to TC. What's up, TC? Right? TC is a co-host with Angry on the live streams. So definitely want to say what up to the boy. Don't let him lie to you. This man does all our work. It's all AI. Exactly. You're not wrong. All right, down. Good job, chicken nugget. Doesn't he look like a burnt chicken nugget? TC's the man. I've snowboarded with TC quite a few times. He's a vibe. He's a vibe for sure. So, I'm trying to think of like some plans. So, quick little hip. I call it my hip update. I've had 3 hip surgeries for like a detached and torn labrum, and I have been so on my stuff about doing physical therapy. I've been doing a lot of stretching. I've been doing like everything I can to try to get it as feeling as good as possible. And it's not really going well, but I'm down like 13, 14 pounds. Gained a little bit of weight after the surgery, but I've like completely changed my diet. I'm like on an anti-inflammatory diet. I'm like eating clean. In the last 6 weeks, I had muffins the other day, and I felt like it gave me so much itches and like all this stuff. So I've been eating like extremely clean. But the hip's still like not doing so well. So we'll see how the season goes. I don't know. Not to like be dramatic, but I'm like, do I just retire? Do I do something different? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So just kind of like trying to get through the season, but doing it my best to try to literally just do everything I can. I've just been on the grind. So it's been fun. Yo, Rock, that's a good boy right there, right? What's up, dog? Exactly. Ice Coast, what up? How we doing? How we doing? Is it really? The autofocus is going wild. Maybe it's like all the hand gestures or something. Yeah, first live stream back. You know, we're a little dodgy right now. We're a little dodgy. I was trying to be. I've messed with this backdrop like 1,000 different times, and I've been trying to do my best to like make it look super cool. And now I'm like, yeah, right. Thunder says, well, it was, but not at the moment. You know that like classic like, let me take a look. But when you're not looking, it's a problem, right? Classic, absolute classic. But I've been trying to mess with these live stream setups for a while, and I like haven't figured out one that I love. So I was like, you know what? We'll just throw some lights on my face and just be, I don't know, maybe not pay too much attention to the backdrop. But yeah, so yeah, the goal is to do some live streams every week leading into the season, going into the end of the season. We'll kind of see where we're at, and then my goal is to be able to get on snow. I have a doctor's appointment in November. So we'll kind of just see where we're at. And I think I might do some like low-key snowboarding with like helping random strangers, doing some more of that kind of videos. I got some plans on trying to revamp like some of my educational content. Something that I've kind of fallen into is like on YouTube specifically, you can only do so much of the same thing in my opinion. Cause like how to do a 360, even if I had like 3 or 4 or 5 videos of a 360, they kind of like start clashing with each other, and it's like kind of the same thing. We're on like Instagram and TikTok. I make a 360 video, it expires in a week or two because it's like short form, non-searchable content. So then I was like trying to think about what other style of content I can do. So I'm kind of like thinking about doing a little bit different stuff, a little bit more cinematic, a little bit more storytelling, a little bit more entertainment videos. So that's gonna be like kind of something new, something different. Obviously, I'm gonna still have the massive library of how-to stuff. I'm also gonna have some like new how-to stuff, but I think I'm gonna just kind of like push my creative boundaries, especially while I'm like limited on what I can do for snowboarding. So, and then my plan, which I've not done yet, is to hire an editor. But that's the goal, is to hire an editor and try to expedite that process so that it's like somebody could do a better job than I can, and I can spend more time actually just focusing on BENETEK, creating content, and keeping an eye on my hip and not just run myself into the ground, which I tend to do. So I'm going to be putting a big emphasis on that this year. What do you think you do if you stop snowboarding? Honestly, I have no idea. And I don't want to be like super dramatic and be like, oh my God, I'm going to stop. Like, I just don't know. My hip just hurts all the time. I've been dealing with it for like 10 years, my back for 10 years prior to that. So I'm not totally sure. I think I do want to stay in the industry. I just don't know at what. I do want to stay in snowboarding. I'm just trying to think. Maybe I just spend more time doing coaching and getting back into coaching where I can kind of get away with standing around a little bit more. I got all these ambitious goals that I want to do. I really want to blow up like the BENETEK line and put a lot of emphasis on the business side. I think I do want to do like a mobile snowboard game. So I've been looking at possibly taking some courses, and that's like a 2 to 3 year project. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it right away. I thought about doing like a Kickstarter campaign and trying to fund it. So I'm not sure where I want to do with that. Depends on how far I get in, like how much do I love it type thing. So I'm not totally sure what I want to do yet. I think it's obviously surrounded by snowboarding, but just like, yeah, I don't know, kind of just brainstorming / verbal diarrhea right now with like not sure where I'm really at. But I'll definitely get through this season. Let's see. You're from the US, right? Have you ever boarded in Europe? I think you'll love it. I've boarded in Czech Republic and Turkey, but I haven't gone to the main hubs that I would like to go to. A lot of the places I've actually coached or went to Europe was for snowboard coaching in a competition. So there's a competition in Turkey. Okay, I'm going to go to Turkey for that, not for voluntary purposes, more like, hey, your job's there. So I've done that for Czech Republic and Turkey, but I definitely want to go to Switzerland. I have a buddy who's like, yo, we should go to Italy this year. And I'm like, that also sounds really good. As long as, if I'm going to be spending money on a trip, I just don't want to be in pain and be a bummer and be a downer the whole time. But I definitely have like Switzerland, like Locks I want to go to, Austria. I definitely want to do all that. XOXU, what up? Good to see you back around. Personally, I can't find a good video or set of videos to help me progress my flow while basic butters, and so just have a good time. Yeah, I think that's definitely some content that I could definitely make. That sounds like a good one. It's kind of a little hard to describe, but I definitely something where I definitely want to find that. Like, I wonder how like searchable that would be. Maybe just like how to butter could be some videos. I have some like side hit videos, but not sure if it would be the same. I love coaching videos where you take beginners and intermediate snowboarders and show them the ropes and diagnose the issues. Yeah, that's something that I think I could do. I could do a better job on. I also think it could be a really good way to get people involved and kind of vibe with people and like get back to the community in a way without having to like really destroy my hip. So I definitely am going to try to find a way to do that as much as possible. For sure. I have a buddy who's coming into town for a month to help film. So I think I'm gonna just utilize him as much as I can and try to do some stuff for sure. Especially like the helping, and the short form content does really well. I feel like I'm really good at short form content, but I am not good at long form content. Most of my videos and views like don't really do that well, which is unfortunate. So definitely got a little bit of a grind to do for sure. Real question. I'm also a bald boy. Let's go. Find after a nice shave, my beanie slides off no matter how tight my goggles are. Are any recommendations? No. I've been wearing a helmet and putting the goggles on the outside, so maybe that's my recommendation, even though I just said no. That could be something that I've gotten into just because a lot of times like my helmet and goggles kind of slide around. Day 2 is like fine, but day 1 sucks. So maybe putting goggles on the outside of the helmet could be really good. That's something that I've been trying for a week in Austria in January, and I'm going to go to Italy. That sounds so fun. I really want to go. Switzerland and Italy sounds... I have a friend who is from Italy, speaks perfect Italian, and we'd probably go with him, and he's like, can guide us around, which would be super cool. This season, I'm wanting to upgrade my War Pig. I love the float, but also want something stiffer on the mountain. Freestyle focus, not sure. Sold in the War Pig, looking for something, but not volume shifted. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. Frosty, I would go to Angry Snowboarders YouTube channel and look for something there, or hit him up on Thursdays for a live stream. I don't do product reviews, and I don't ride a lot of products. Honestly, for the last 5 years, I've rode 2 different snowboards, maybe 3 different snowboards in total. One was a Burton, one was another Burton, and one was actually a K2, and then another one was a Yonex. I'm very limited on what boards I ride, so I just haven't had experience with those boards. I could read the spec sheet and tell you what I think of it, but there's no real world experience, so I don't want to just be like blowing smoke, you know? So I would say like check out the Angry Snowboarder YouTube channel for like all mountain focused snowboards. He definitely has some on his channel, and he does like top 5s or something specific. So I would check that out for sure. I wish I like had a better answer for you. I just don't want to like, oh yeah, get this snowboard. Then you're like, I hate it. And I'm like, yeah, I actually had no idea what that snowboard was. Like, I'd rather just be honest and tell you that I don't know everything about snowboarding, especially when it comes to gear. 6'7", huh? Goofy on skateboard, but never snowboarded. What do you think would be great? That's actually really cool. A lot of times it's interesting and kind of a bit of a tangent there. Ken's toes is sometimes people will snowboard regular and skateboard goofy, which is super crazy. What do you think would be the gear process when starting out trying to snowboard with this height? I would say like the best idea, honestly, is to take a lesson, which is not your gear, but I would take a lesson so you can start to like get the fundamentals of snowboarding down first. I think that's where your best money can be spent. Secondly, is instead of just renting gear, I would demo gear. Demo means you actually get like a really nice snowboard and you get to try it for a day. And then if you're gonna spend $500-600 on a snowboard, you want a board that just feels really intuitive to you and feels really good. Now, there's two different things to think about in terms of like the pipeline of where you should go. When you get a snowboard, if you get something that's camber, it's going to be a little bit harder in the beginning to ride. Once you figure it out, you're going to have that same board for the next couple years, and it's going to grow with you. Now, there's some snowboards that are more hybrids, some snowboards that are reverse camber, or some snowboards that are flat camber that are going to be a lot easier in the beginning of riding. But once you get to a certain level, relatively soon, you kind of expire from that board. So it's either like, I buy a board now that's going to last me a long time, but the barrier to entry is kind of hard, or the barrier to entry is easy, but it's not going to last a while. So that's where like I would demo boards or rent boards in the beginning until you get pretty proficient of linking your turns and you can ride pretty flow-like. After that, I would definitely say the pipeline, and I know I've kind of gone all over the place, I apologize. The pipeline of buying gear, I'd say buy boots first, because you want boots that can be super comfortable. And if you have boots that suck or are uncomfortable, it just makes the rest of snowboarding suck, and you're like, it's just not a good experience. So I'd get boots and outerwear first, because you want to be comfortable and warm, and just be comfortable and warm. So that's like kind of that. Then I would go into like the board and binding kind of thing. Boots are pretty priority. Boots, outerwear, goggles, gloves, those are like the main things I would do. So sorry for bouncing around. Boots and outerwear first, then I would transition into like, once you've gotten good enough, getting a board and binding combination. That's what I would recommend. One other thing to consider when it comes to gear is understanding what is the application, right? Like let's say you're buying a car and you have 8 kids. Are you gonna buy a sports car with no room in the back? No, you need something that's utilitarian, unless it's your 3rd or 4th car, right? Then you can get this like one-off car that's super fun for the track. But if you're trying to get your first car for your family, you want it to be utilitarian. So you're trying to find a board that's going to serve your needs. And that's where the conversation of like camber versus not camber. I do have a couple videos on my YouTube channel. You can check out camber versus not camber / how to buy gear. I got a couple of those over there. Have you ever looked at upgrading your own gear, or will you be rocking what you already got? So I'm actually going to try a brand new, sorry, my hip's hurting. I got to kind of like lengthen out a little bit. When I sit at 90 degrees, it wrecks my hip. Like, so I feel like a bum, but I need to do what I need to do, right? Bring this up a little bit. Oh, there we go. You guys can see me. Oh, my hip. It's like dumb, right? How long have we been hanging out? 20 minutes and my hip gets freaking crushed. Eyes closed, yo, let's go! It ain't much, but it's something, dude. That's huge. I appreciate the $2 donation more than you know, dude. I really appreciate that. Let's go. Where were we at? There was a question. Oh, so I'm looking at a new Yonex board. Yonexes are pretty cool because they're like a Japanese company that makes like really good base material, and I've been really stoked because I don't have to wax my board and it goes really fast. So I've been really pumped on that. And then also I just have my BENETEK gear, which I'm going to be rocking. Same goggles, same gloves, same outerwear, or like this year's outerwear. Keep the same boots, I'll probably keep the same bindings, and then just a new board. I usually get a snowboard when I break a board. I don't really buy snowboards that often. I break a board, I buy a board. If I can ride that same board for 2-3 years, I will. Just because, for those that don't know, I just love riding a board, and now it's predictable, and I just ride the same thing. And now I can like adjust my movements and my skills and develop that, and I don't have to worry about adjusting to a new board all the time. I'd rather have a predictable board and ride that. When I went to Japan and rode Crazy Pow, I rode the same board I always ride, because then at least I know what to get into. When I'm all of a sudden riding Deep Pow and things change, it just wasn't what I wanted. So I ended up doing that. So I was super stoked on that. English is so hard. Let's see. I'm training to be ski patrol this year. I am curious how running a sled goes. Most of the ski patrols be interesting. I've heard a lot of things. If on a ski patrol, running the sleds on steeper terrain. Snowboard can be a lot easier because you can really like sink into it and be really easy, where like skiing can be really hard. And then when it's flat is where snowboarders struggle the most because we can't skate. So I'm really curious to see what your terrain is versus like, is that going to help or hinder as a snowboarder? Because like somewhere like Breck and Keystone, I'm pretty sure, have ski patrol as snowboarders. So they can get away with it. There's not a lot of like spots that suck. And if there is, they find a way to help you out, of course. True camber is my favorite too. Predictable once you get used to it, 100%. Quick question. When you measure the stance with, let's say, 21 inches, from where do you measure? Middle of the bindings or the inner? Actually, it's pretty cool. On the center of your base plate, there's usually a little dot. So you're measuring from the center base plate to the other center base plate, and that's going to give you the 21 inches. Because if your bindings are 1510 or 1000 degrees, whatever it is, it's always going to have the same center point. That's going to give you the most accurate reading. So center base plate has a little dot, measure centers to center. That's a really good question. I have a video on my YouTubular channel for how to do your stance if you're interested. My bad if you have headphones on. My guard dogging. No. Easy there, chicken nugget. Yeah, so that's, yeah. Hey, stop, dude. Stop. Shh. Can I press a button? Can I mute him? Sometimes we get packages at the door and he's like, yo, bro. And I'm like, yeah, my bad. I don't know why he's yelling. Shh. Hey. So sorry. So, good talk. I know, I feel bad for you guys. So, yeah, I'm in the Midwest. I'm starting this season on flow bindings, and I'm really interested in the phase. Yeah, I've heard things about phase. I think it's probably one of your more realistic to the traditional binding, while also having the speed functionality, which could be really good. I tried step-ons in 1 or 2 seasons, unfortunately. They're the cool things about some of these step-on systems that are like the alternative step-ons or step-ins, whatever you want to call it. It's like you can use whatever boots. What I kind of struggle with financially is having to buy boots and bindings, and they're like $400 a pop or whatever. So you're spending $600 to $800, and you're like, that's a lot, you know. The quick entry bindings are a real must for me. That makes sense. You know, I'm not. For me personally, I'm not 100% convinced because for my style of riding, I want to be able to be locked in. And then I can stand up strapping in, and I can strap in like 5 seconds. So to get like spend a bunch of money on new bindings just to go from like 5 or 6 seconds to like 3 or 4 seconds, to me it just seems like I'm not 100% convinced that I need to like spend a bunch of money just to be like 2 seconds faster. I'm like, that's just me. I've gotten into some conversations with people and they're like, you don't understand. I'm like, I don't understand, like, not yet. I love the idea of traditional bindings being locked in without all this extra mechanisms or not being in there, you know what I mean? No way. Somewhere on the mountain. Yo, Tommy. Tommy's back. He taught me how to snowboard. Let's go! Dude, I appreciate you being a member, too. You've been at it for a while, dog. What practice do you recommend outside of the slopes to practice, both for strength and endurance, or even what drills is possible that you can do to learn tricks and better? I would say the 2 biggest things that I would say are pretty important is like gibbet your house. You can get like a couch cushion from like Thriftway for like $5 or not Thriftway, from like a thrift store, and then you can jump on it, and then you get to work on your balance and coordination. You get to do like cool stuff like that. That's pretty important. And then I would say strength and conditioning is really important, but the hierarchy of like importance, your skill and skill development is going to outweigh anything that you do in the gym. That's just like my opinion. Because if you have bad positioning and bad skills, no matter how strong and flexible and endurance you have, that skill is going to yield more progression and yield more value if you just had better skills. Second to that, obviously, is going to be like, okay, now I can like get in the gym. The one like exception is, let's say you're like 200 pounds overweight and all you can do is like one run. Yes, gym is going to have a significant amount of progress and yield for you. But if it was one or the other, I would try to go snowboarding. Obviously, snowboarding is not an option. Second to that, if you can't snowboard, then I would say like plyometrics, explosive work, something that's going to get you jumping and jibbing and playfulness is super cool. The more you can work on explosive power, the more it's going to help for snowboarding. Because if you think about snowboarding, it's extremely explosive. If you're freestyle jibbing and playing, it's pretty important to be explosive, because what do you do in 10 minutes? You're going to go jump on the chairlift and rest. So then you're going to like ride for 10, 15 minutes, go rest for 10 minutes. So then like that is pretty important too. It's like, oh, powerful and explosive. And then skill. That's my opinion. Thoughts on this season for snow? Hopefully you guys are going to... I'm extremely not the normal snowboarder. I hope for lots of sun with enough snow to have a good time. Powder hurts my hip. Powder wrecks my day. So the more powder we have, the less I snowboard. So I would like to have sunny days. Which is probably what everyone is cringing over and like, that is the worst answer possible. And I'm like, you're probably right. Probably the worst answer possible. What boots do you have now? I have not tried any Vans boots. I've been on Burton boots for the last like probably 10 years. I really like them on the Burton Photons. Kind of soft, easy to break in. They don't last the longest. I run them into the ground, and when they're dead, I probably push them way beyond the life of it should be. But I do my best to get as many days out of my equipment as possible. I'm very limited on like, it's for me, I don't spend a lot of money. I spend I have like amount of money I have to spend on snowboarding, ski passes, gear, that kind of stuff. But I am not the kind of person who buys a lot of extra gear. I buy my gear and I run it to the ground. If I can get 200, 300 days out of a boot, I'm going to. If my boards has, like the board that I've been rocking on my Burton, it was like cracked and broken, but I could still probably get I got probably 50 extra days on it because I run to the ground. But I also, in a perfect world, snowboard 200 to 230 days a year. So I'm running myself into the ground. That's just me. I don't need to buy like a crap ton of different snowboards and stuff. I tend to just run it to the ground, which is pretty funny. As far as the Vans, I definitely haven't used the Vans ever, so I'm not totally sure about that. DDZU. DDZ, what up? Yeah, I have... some would say snowboarding's my life, or some would say I have no life. So I haven't really figured that one out yet. Is my autofocus not working? Or is it just really blurry? I can't really tell. So yeah, that's... Talk smack about the other YouTubers. Who out there gives bad advice? Ooh, trying to stir up some drama. It's funny because I have this Instagram influencer dude who tries to beef with me, and I just like I take no part of it. Like, I have more followers. I don't want to give him attention, and you're baiting it to try to cause something to get attention. So I don't really try to like give negativity attention. So like, if anything, I would rather just hype people up that I believe in. And if you're not on the list, then it's okay. But right. But definitely not trying to start some stuff. But there's some YouTubers out there who terrible advice, like kind of advice that's going to get people hurt type stuff, which is unfortunate. Let's see. I trashed my Photons in a season and a half and then got the Ions after that ended up putting power straps on them. Holy cow, they were comfortable and easy. I don't know. I like my Photons because they are soft, the Ions. I just don't want to break them in and then have like super, super stiff boots. I'm just not a fan of that. So the Photons, but I've heard a lot of people like the Ions for sure. And then you even did like a power strap. That's crazy. I'm rough on boots and think most people will get more life out of them. Possibly, bro. Felix, possibly. Apparently everyone who's tried them fall in love with them and they're super comfortable. I just bought a pair of the Photons. They're a classic boot. I've been like super pumped on them. I'm surprised on how like good and strong they are. Let's see what else. Oh, the Vans. Okay, yeah, the Vans. I just haven't tried them. But comfortable boots are a big deal because I personally, you know, if you're, let's just say you snowboard all day, you're in your boots all day. You want to be comfortable AF. Yo, Green, let's go. $6 donation in pounds. Thanks for answering questions and helping. Let's go, dude. I appreciate you coming in, hanging out, and vibing with the boy. We're going to be doing more of these for sure. What's a good time? Do you guys like the 4 o'clock, the 3 o'clock? So Mountain Standard Time for me. Do you like the earlier or the later? I've been trying to figure that one out for years. Figure it out. Yo, Jacket, what up, dude? Let's go, Tommy. What up, dog? I appreciate you, dude. Let's go. Dude, that setup looks sick, bro. Seems like you've been busting some stuff out. People have been there. I've been seeing some videos for sure, which is super cool. I feel like I do spend a lot of time on Instagram. Kind of keep an eye on some stuff, but also not really, you know? Not really. Great question. How many runs do you take typically? Do you judge based on your energy and the mountain condition? So I'm going to kind of talk about two different scenarios. One is like a healthy Tommy Bennett. I usually ride from 9 o'clock. I get there early, go from 9 to about 1 on like a normal good Tommy Bennett hip. Bad hip, I ride for an hour. Mostly depends if I'm healthy and like things are going good. I tend to ride until I get hungry and tired, but I just ride. If it's low light, sunny, not sunny, powder, like I just ride regardless. And my goal, like when I did like 230 days in a season, I just ride every day. But some days are going to be like, I'm tired on a Saturday and Sunday, so I'll ride till it gets busy. Monday through Friday is probably that like 12, 1 o'clock time. I'm definitely not going to open to close unless like something like I'm vibing and feeling good. And I like eat in the middle of the day. I tend to not eat at the resort just because it's like ridiculous. Low quality food for really expensive doesn't jive with me. I should just pack like PB&Js or something. That's like definitely something that I should start doing, which I don't, but I should. But a bad hip day, I usually snowboard for an hour. Glad to hear it. You love your photons. I've tried so many boots, and the photons are the ones that fit right. Don't want to support Burton, but here we are. I get it. You know, it's a double-edged sword, you know, because it's like, am I going to be miserable, stubborn, and support a different company that I hate their boots, but it's not Burton, or just buy Burton? Oh, grilled cheese. Really, Mub? Let's go. Cook at your car, grilled cheese. Definitely not a bad idea. Definitely not a bad idea at all. That's super sick. Well, I just want to give shout out, build up some hype if you guys don't mind. Appreciate you guys coming in. I did start an outerwear company, and I've been really vibing on trying to like make this as awesome as possible. So I was just gonna like do this real quick. So I do have BENETEK, which is my website. It's gonna be shopbenetek.com. Tomorrow we're dropping brand new jackets, which includes a black tech hoodie, this tech hoodie, this tech hoodie, and then we have these new designs, which is our like our riding hood. They're a waterproof hoodie, but more of like a traditional hoodie versus kind of this tech hoodie style. So we got some cool colors, vibes. We also got some t-shirts. We also got some new hats, and we got new beanies. We also have some stuff that's going to be on sale. We have our winter jackets on sale, some of our tech hoodies on sale. So if you're looking for a good deal, $135 right now, these are on sale, and then these are also on sale, and then these ones are not going to be on sale, but these are $179 for the riding hoodies, and then the normal tech hoodies are going to be $189. Prices did not go up from last year. We're also doing this really special thing called the exclusive collection, which means you're getting these jackets that have are going to be one of one. So somebody in the world is not going to have this jacket. This one is the one of one. Couple different size. There's like most of these are going to be in large, but we have 33 different designs that are all one of one. So if you want something, they're going to be one. You're going to be the only one in the world. This one right here, the Arctic line. This one is my favorite. This one is sick. I almost kept that, but I got bills to pay. So we got a couple different designs, different styles and stuff. This is going to be one of one exclusive collection. And then there's like a little bit of write-up of here, one of a kind, one rider, one thing. Then we also have like, you know, kind of a little bit of description, cleaner website. If you've been on our website before, we're definitely trying to make this website a lot cleaner, a little bit more vibey. No reviews yet because they're a new product and all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested in this, it's going to be, once the website's done, which I'm hoping it's going to be done in the next like 4 or 5 hours, then you can go to shopbenetek.com. I'll publish this site. It's going to have the new one. And then if you're looking for sales, we do have this. And then I got some other jackets that are on sale as well. So this is on sale. I'm going to add a couple more things. I think we're going to add some goggles and some stuff. So if you guys are looking for gear, shopbenetek.com. Going to have some stuff probably later this evening into tomorrow. There's going to be some brand new stuff. So if you guys are interested in that. We also have a bunch of accessories these days. I got goggles. We got beanies. $20 beanies. We got hats, merino wool merino wool socks, beanies, neck tubes. Super stoked. These are free, apparently. These are actually not free. I need to change the price. These are gonna be like $20 as well. So we got neck tubes and stuff. So a little bit of everything. So if you're interested in that, this is gonna be our website. Trying to just make a clean, vibey website. Try to keep it as simple as possible. You can even shop the look. Ooh, I don't even know what that means. Boom, shop the look. It's kind of cool. Boom. I got more work to do. More work to do. Boom. Yeah, so a little bit of that, this and the other. But, hey, I'm going to get rolling just because my hip is hurting, and I got a lot of website to do, but I want to come hang out here for about 45 minutes to an hour. So it's been 48 minutes. If you guys are subscribed to Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff. Yo, we also just got a donation with a $50. Are you serious? No way, dude. This guy's dropping heaters. I wasn't even ready for this. No way. Are you serious right now? Our boy's dropping with a freaking heavy donation. Dude, you're a freaking... No, Streamlabs. There we go. Stream. Yo, thank you so much for the donation, dude. Let's go. Trying to log into my account. This guy's a freaking legend. Appreciate all of you guys for joining in. Let's see. Good luck with the hip. Those hoodies are sick. Thanks, dog. Appreciate all of you. Good. Oh, Jacket, we're going to answer this question real quick. How do you practice balancing stuff for fun versus hard stuff? I usually, for me personally, it's all about like trying to find the path of least resistance for me. Is like, oh, I kind of threw a 360 and I kind of felt good, but I'm terrible at front side. Cool, I'm going to spend time on that front side. Or it's like, oh, I just threw a back 7 and I feel like that back 7's feeling good. I might go try to do a 9s. So it may not necessarily be easier or harder, but like what's the path of least resistance that feels good to my body and the vibe at that time? That's usually what I do. And then there's times where I'm riding with friends and it's like, hey, somebody's a little bit slower than I am, I might ride switch and do switch front boards on rails or switch tricks. Or I got friends who are like, yo, let's try hard stuff. So unfortunately, I don't have like a definitive answer other than like path of least resistance and then who I'm with. It probably dictates most of that. So, all right, my dudes, boys, girls, dudes, men's, female, whoever. Love all of you guys. Appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Put post notifications on. We'll do some more live streams and vibe. Thanks for the donations. You guys are incredible. I'm going to hop off. I love you all. Peace. If you guys have ever been here before, I got to try to figure out how to end this thing. All right, there we go. Peace out. Love you, dudes. Bye.